So now inside of here, we find, what the freak is that thing? And there we go. Equipped all of it now. I look awesome! Hello everybody and welcome back to some more All the Mods 9. Today we have a very special thing in mind. We're going to make a mob farm for the first part, and we're going to do this so that way we can then make a laser drill, so that way we may finally get ourselves our unobtainium. Oh my gosh, it's been so long. We're gonna be saying goodbye to the bug-eyed freak today. Hopefully. So the way we're going to be doing this is going to be through industrial foregoing. Now I've already progressed through the first bit of it just because like I've done so much of it and it's just really boring. So I've gotten all the way up to the dissolution chamber, and now all that's left for us to do is to make the slaughter factory so that way we can then make the pink slime, which will then unlock us the advanced machine frame, which is what will allow us to make the laser drills. So first and foremost, we need to make the slaughter factory. Now this is a good bit of stuff. They're not particularly difficult. They are just slightly annoying. So now we should be able to combine all of that together, and there we go. We got ourselves our mob slaughter factory. But now that we have the slaughter factory, we need the way to be able to spawn mobs. How are we going to do that? Well, in order to do that, we're going to use the GM chicken feed. It's a very classic thing for this, so that way we can then make ourselves a bunch of stuff. Only question is do I have the buckets? I do not. I need to grab 3 more buckets, and I already know how I'm going to solve my experience problem. I've already solved the experience problem, because right over here we have ourselves a drain, and it's inside of there that I just stand on it, and it gives myself my experience. So now we should be able to just combine all this together, and there we go. We got our GM chicken feed. Now we just need to find chicken.
5 minutes later.
I have located the chicken! Yes! Beautiful. This actually took me way longer than it should have to find. Like, seriously, I don't know why, but nowhere near my home, which is like somewhere over here-ish. Yeah, right over here. There is no chickens that spawn there. I don't know why. I probably should make a chicken farm, but I'm not gonna. Also, I actually changed out a lot of the doors in my place for those blocks that phase out from the Twilight Forest. So, while the main door isn't very, you know, cool and all that, you know, it's just there. If we head downstairs right down to here with this really long staircase, which I thought would have ended way sooner, but it didn't, we've got ourselves 3 different pathways. That one leading over to the villager farm, this one leading over to something, and then this one leading us all the way back to where we're gonna need to go. Oh, beautiful. So let me go ahead and set up the area for where I'm gonna use this rotten egg now, which is going to then make ourselves our dreadful dirt. It's gonna be beautiful.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Alrighty, I have the area set up. I put it in the mining dimension because this is where I actually put most of my other industrial foregoing stuff. For some reason, the block placer isn't working, though. Either way, though, let's go ahead and place this thing down, and then put all this up. And if this doesn't work, because there are no mobs that actually spawn so far, so if this don't work, I'm gonna be a little upset. It appears as though it may not be working, but it may be because I am too close. Okay, so I'm actually inside of it this time, and there definitely shouldn't be anything wrong. All the light level is fine. I may have to assume that this is due to it being in the mining dimension.
Eventually.
Okay, I got it working. It definitely was because it was in the mining dimension, but you know what? That is okay. So making sure everything is within the area of this, that is good. I had to build in the whole box over here. This was actually a pretty nice area for it. I just needed to make sure that they wouldn't be able to escape the area of effect for this thing. So now what we can do is we can go ahead and then put this thing out here, and then have that thing start extracting. Then we can put one thing over here, and then that'll absorb all of the liquid meat. And then we'll put the other basic fluid tank right over here, which will then absorb the pink slime. Hopefully it goes into there. It did. Now, I don't know what entirely to do with the liquid meat. I'll have to look that up at some other point. I've never actually looked into it, but the pink slime is definitely going to be what we want, because with the pink slime, we are now going to be able to make what we need. Oh, that's gonna boost us up real nice. Okay, wait, I need to grab some buckets. Blood moon, that's fun. So the reason why I was so excited was because what I just noticed is that if I grab myself a bucket of each of those things, I will then be able to get very special random rewards. Well, not really random. Where I'll get 2 more tanks that are both full of each of these individual things. So we grab those stuff right there, and there we go. Now those are both well and ready, which means we can now pull out the pink slime right here, and we've already got 14 buckets of that. That should already be enough for all our purposes. Like, if I actually look into this, we go down into here and we see this. I need 500 millibuckets, and I need 3 of these, so that's 1,500 millibuckets, which is 1.5 buckets. That's way less than this. Yes, we've already got everything we need. Okay then, that's great.
Later.
For the pity machine frame, no, not the pity, the simple machine frame, we need to pump latex into here. And then we just need to set up the little recipe. It doesn't necessarily need to be in order, but this way it's just easier for me. And then I'm pretty sure the last one is the iron. And there we go. And then we want to lock this. That way we can just go ahead and throw everything in instantly. So that way, you know, we can just like run through all of this by like, you know, shift clicking it and nothing else to go in. Because you can't actually stack up on these things. So once that thing fills up, we will then have ourselves our simple machine frame. So now we just need to go ahead and then utilize this one's recipe, which is also pretty simple. A lot of this stuff isn't actually terribly expensive, especially once you're as far in as I am. Like the netherite scraps, those can be a bit annoying, but for the most part they are fine. However, this latex in here is not fine. We're going to want to extract that back out of this thing, and then we can go ahead and replace it with this one, with all of the delicious little pink slime that we're going to want. And if we look inside here, oh yes, it's filling up very nicely. And then if we look into here, there we go. The advanced machine frame is now finally ours. So with that thing, we now have access to our laser drills. There's also a fluid laser drill, but we won't be making that, which means we won't really complete this quest, but that's fine. Alrighty, I should have gathered up everything I'm going to need. So for the ore base, you actually need an allthemodium pick, which is not as expensive anymore, but initially, it definitely would have been a pain. And then you're also going to need 2 of your iron ores, your machine frames, and all this good stuff, and the vibrainium gear. But I mean, you know what, that's just enough on its own. So with all of that done, we now have ourselves all 3 of the ore laser bases that we're going to need. And then after that is done, we are then going to need to craft ourselves the laser drills. These are different from the bases, and you'll see why soon enough. Where you need 2 plastic, a diamond gear, 2 gold gears, redstone, the simple machine frame, and 2 pistons. So let's craft as many of those as we can. So now then, in order for us to utilize each of these drills in their specific locations, they actually need to be in specific places for us to actually get the correct stuff. For allthemodium, it needs to be in the deep dark. For vibrainium, if we can get over to it, it needs to be in a warped and or crimson forest inside of the nether. And for the unobtainium, it needs to be in the end highlands. So we'll need to divide these up by 3s. Each drill will get 8 places. So let's go over and build each of the drills. Actually, wait, no. There's one last thing that I forgot I needed to do. In order for me to ensure that I get these things, I need to make lenses. Each of the lenses depict what it's going to be. For unobtainium, you got purple. For this one, you've got the green. And then for the last one, you got the yellow. Those are pretty simple, so I'm just going to go ahead and make those, and then I'll meet you all in the deep dark. Alrighty, so how we actually set up this drill, we first need to place down this base right here. And then we can surround it with some laser drills. But the way we can do this is actually pretty interesting, because if we click show working area, if there is a laser drill base inside of this box, this thing will work, which means we don't necessarily have to have it in any specific area. We could have it from here all the way to, I think, like here, maybe? Yeah, that looked to be about right. So, technically speaking, if you really wanted to, you could just build like a massive box of laser drills. I won't be doing that though. I'm only going to be doing in a very particular way. So, since I have enough for 8 of these on each, we're going to be doing it something like this. Up here, to have messed some of those up. But you know what? This is fine. So now if I show the working area on each of these, they should all be correct. It looks like they are. Good, good. So then after that, all I need to do is set power to one of them, and oh, I forgot my pipes. Well, I guess while we're here, let's go ahead and throw in the yellow laser lenses. I decided to make 2 just because I could, and I'm pretty sure that may increase the chances. I don't know. Either way, I need to go get some pipes. Then I can go ahead and then place down my flux point and then set that to our power system. And now, once I flick this thing, this should begin progressing through. So there we go. Now all these things should start going up, which means this thing will take a little bit of progress. So each time these things are used up, it adds another function to this thing, adding it up by 1. And once it reaches 100, it will then begin to mine some ores. Now, there are several things that I can do to make this more specific. Like if I had laser IO, I could probably make this to where I could then pipe these things out right into this trash can. But as I've been thinking more and more about this, I don't honestly know how I am going to do that. So we're just going to put the things into here. So that way I can then... Actually, I think I might know a way. If I can put this in here and click add, and can I can drag this over. There we go. Okay, that's actually good. So now I click that, and then I click blacklist. And now everything that is not allthemodium will now go into this trash can. And then everything else that is allthemodium, I guess, can stay here. I'll probably figure out a better way to do this later on. Either way, though, now we've got ourselves our allthemodium one. That should be good. So now what I need to do is I need to replicate this whole setup inside of either a Crimson Forest or a Warp Forest, and also the End Highlands.
2 very boring minutes later.
Oh my goodness, here we go. I have successfully set up all of them. I put waystones to each one of them so I'd know where to go. You got the one in the Deep Dark, the one in the Nether, and the one right here, marked by the Sandy Waystone, which I actually got from the end a few episodes ago. So now inside of here, we find... What the freak is that thing? What? And Enderman? What? Wait, okay, hang on a minute. I knew that there were, like, special Endermen, but... An Enderman? Really? That's the name you guys went with. Either way, though, with this raw unobtainium, these 3 right here, if we break these things down to double them, we will successfully have exactly enough. And right there, we have just managed to get ourselves the unobtainium quests. There we go, and my game is frozen. Take one last good look at it. Yes, one last good look, my villager friend. One last look at the bug-eyed freak that I am, for I am about to ascend to a much better plane that may or may not look worse. So we go ahead and put the unobtainium in there with the smithing templates. Oh my gosh, it already looks awesome. Firstly, the chest piece, then the booty boots, then the pants, and then the helmet. Oh yeah, and then let's also not forget about our little tools right here. And there we go. Equipped all of it now, and... Oh, I look awesome! Oh my gosh, you can actually kind of see the remnants of the vibranium in this thing too. Like, look at that! This actually looks way cooler than I thought it was going to. Dude! But we're not done yet, because I found out something with the vibranium. Apparently, smithing templates should still work on this. So, if I can do this... Oh, yes, I can, baby. We are going to go ahead and then make sure that all of these things are included, because we are putting a pattern with our allthemodium, baby. Ah, my goodness. So now... Oh, I look awesome! Dude! That looked way cooler than I expected it to! Oh my gosh! I look awesome! Well, you know what? All good things must come to an end, though, so... And there we go, we're back to be... You know, incidentally, with those little pincers at the bottom of our jaw, we do kind of still look insectoid. Oh my gosh, dude, that's awesome. And look at her sword, man. Oh, the sword is awesome. If I could have put trims on the blade, I would have. And my pickaxe, pristine, pristine. Oh yeah, and this thing also has efficiency 5 on it, so... Oh, I wonder how good this pickaxe now. Wait, hang on a minute. Let's actually try going over to here and seeing just how good this is. Oh my gosh, like butter. No, not even butter. This is better than butter. This is like no. Either way, dude. Oh my gosh, this is awesome. I'm breaking my game from it. It's so powerful. I cannot emphasize just how long I have been waiting for this. It's just been so long in the making. I tried to get this a while ago, but I couldn't find any of the unobtainium. Oh my goodness, but now we have it. So let's go ahead and check off all of our quests, although it won't necessarily be all of them since we are gonna have to go through them again. Oh, and we even got the unobtainium ore. That's actually pretty cool, so we actually will get to see what this thing looks like. That looks like an anus. Did you like this video? Good. And be sure to check out our last video where we went to the Other to find ourselves the spiffing template for this snazzy little armor. You're all sure to enjoy it. Bye-bye!